Midlife Beauty Besties, winter is gone and summer is here, which means it is time for us to remove the security, the comfort, and dare I say the camouflaging that a sweatshirt does for us in the winter, and it is time to go back to sleeveless or short sleeve shirts. If you're like me, the sheer thought of that causes panic because I do not like the looks of my arms for various reasons. The biggest reason is because the dreaded age spots. I just have them everywhere. I was a person that loved to lay in the suntan beds when I was younger. And so yeah, my arms are now showing the proof of those bad decisions. So in today's video, I'm gonna share with you how I take these not flattering looking arms and turn them into bronzed goddess looking arms. Well, you know, the best we can with the arms that we have. And then at the end, I'm gonna share with you what skincare products I use for my skin, because just like applying makeup on our face, yes, the makeup can look good for a little bit, but it is the skincare products that we use that allow us to have nice looking skin to begin with to apply the makeup. The rest of your body is the same. So again, at the end of the video, I'll share with you the skincare products, including the Sunless tanning lotion that I use for my body. I did not put it on today because I wanted to share with you how this other hack works, because the hack I'm going to share with you at the beginning of this video is all about I need instant results by today, or I have an event tonight and I want a more flawless looking complexion on my arms. But then for more long-term maintenance and a little bit more prep time, I'll share those with you at the end. All right, so let's get into it. If we haven't met before, hi, I'm Jody. I'm 56. Think of me as your midlife beauty bestie, where we complain about, well, you guys don't ever complain in the comments. You guys are great in the comments. You know, I have to be reminded sometimes that aging is a blessing and we are all on this journey together. But there are things that happen as we age that we don't have to love, but we can work around them. Today is one of those things. All right, so first thing that you want to get is one of these little mitts. I love this because it takes away the mess. For purposes of demonstration, I'm going to leave my shirt and my bra on. But if I was doing this by myself at home without the cameras, I would be shirtless and braless as well. Now, the reason I like using a mitt like this, and you can pick these up on Amazon, Ulta, wherever you find beauty supplies, very inexpensive. I use them probably 2 or 3 times and then I toss them and get a new one. I don't wash this one, I just get a new one. Now, this helps because it gives you a streak-free look to the arms, just like you would have a brush or a beauty blender on your face for a nice complexion. Something like this type of a mitt. The material is really less important as the overall size because it allows you to move your hand and grab. So I'm going to show you what I mean. So you want one of these. I'll leave all the products listed down below in the description box in case there's something that you need, but you probably have some of these already. The next thing that I'm going to do for a quick fix is, and I just did this yesterday, I was on TV here in Seattle and I needed to cover these up because my dress was short sleeved and I did not like, nor do I like, how my arms are looking. So let me just give you a close up so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Just very, yeah, spotty. First thing I do is I take the CeraVe SA lotion and I just go 1 full pump on my mitt. Then I take L'Oreal's Lumi Glotion. This is in the shade medium. And I do equal parts of the Glotion and the CeraVe. Now you may be asking, why do I need this moisturizer if I already have the lotion? I find that it looks less thick. I also find that it transfers almost none if I mix it with this. I also like on my more mature dry skin, the hydrating effect that you get with this. Could you apply a layer of this and then go in with a layer of this? You absolutely could. I just like to mix them together. It's just faster. So now that I have the two on my mitt, I just mix it very precise. It's oddly satisfying. And then you just simply rub this on your skin for a healthy glow. This isn't a body makeup. What this does is it tones down the darker spots so that it still looks like I have skin and it's my skin. It doesn't look like it has body makeup. Now, if you were doing a photo shoot that was up close and you really wanted to look, I don't know, perfected, which who does want to look like, no judgment, but that's just not real life. Maybe for an Instagram photo, but I don't know that, I think that looks filtered anyway. This gives you a natural, my skin is just better than it looks. Look how nice and healthy that looks already with the glow versus the arm that I didn't do. Big difference. Huge difference. Then you want to make sure that you blend it all the way to your fingertips and then curve it a little bit and go over each finger so that you get in between the knuckles. I apply my Sunless tanning lotion the same way with a mitt. It just helps to blend out everything so that you don't have any harsh stop and starts lines, you know what I mean? So that is the look, you guys, that you get. Now, the final step is I will take my setting spray that I use on my face. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush, and just lightly set it with the setting spray. Now, why do I do that? Because I think it just gives a little bit more glycerin glow to the skin, but I find that that setting spray helps keep this color from transferring on any lighter shade clothes that I want to wear that day. And again, just look how beautiful the differences are. I like to work in small sections when I do this. You saw how much product I used for one arm. I would use that same amount. The key is equal amounts between the two products on the other arm. Now, because I'm going to do my chest, I will do a smaller amount, something more like that. Mix it together. Now, because I have a black shirt on, this is going to be a little tricky, but I wanted you guys to see the before and after. So here's the before. It'd be a lot easier if we were just all like hanging out together, because I would just put on something a little less restrictive. But when you use a mitt like this, it keeps you from getting it on your clothes if this side is still clean. If you've used the other side and this side is dirty, then I would not recommend this process. Pick up my bra strap and just blend it so that it meets where we just did, and set it down. Okay. Do this without revealing too much. Not that kind of channel. Although those channels seem to make a lot of money. I'm just kidding. I would never, you wouldn't see me on that OnlyFans. Again, no judgment. Now let's do the other side. I'm gonna go about that much one more time. They make this in a smaller one for just your face. And you guys, I do this on my legs, and if I'm wearing a dress, I only go up a little bit past where the dress line is. I don't do my whole leg if my whole leg isn't showing, which I probably should, but why? And then just like that, we're gonna give it a little bit of a healthy glow so that it looks as though I did not use the tanning bed in the 80s. And there's something about a healthy glow to your arms. If you're not happy with the way your arms look, a little bit of a healthy glow that doesn't say I have on body makeup, to me just looks, it's just gorgeous. Now this Glotion does come in different shades, so if your skin is lighter than mine, you might want to go to the lighter one. If you have darker skin, there is a darker one. So you can find one that gives the right amount of shade for you. All right, so much better, right? I love it. Don't forget the setting spray. Now, if you're looking for a no makeup day, you can do this same combination on your face, just obviously a smaller amount of both, equal parts. And then I like to apply it with a large makeup brush. I also apply my self tanner with a makeup brush if I'm going to apply it to my face, which I don't always. But in a pinch for a beautiful glow, like what we have on our arms, if you want that on your face, these two together on a mitt like this, and then pick it up with a big brush. If you have an old powder brush, that would work as well. And I use that to do my face. I just feel like maybe I'm more comfortable with a brush because that is the application tool that we use on our face. But I find that a brush like this really gets into all the areas, nooks and crannies, that our face has, more contours than the rest of our arms, for example. All right, so that is the combination I use in a hurry before I step out the door for the day. Now, as I mentioned, skincare for the body is equally as important. You want to start with a good sunscreen all over your body. I know you guys already have that. So the other things that I use, I exfoliate, especially if I'm going to be using a self tanner. This is by the brand Iota. I like this one because the little grains are super small, but they're effective. It also has a super light scent of the tropics, I would say. It's not a coconut smell, but it's not overpowering. I do not like an overpowering scent in anything, especially my exfoliators. It's also a very soothing formula. It has sweet rice and Balinese sea salt. So big fan of this. That's my exfoliant, and I do this once a week. Two skincare products that I use every day. These are by Salt Air. I talked about these on my May favorites. This is a vitamin C brightener. I use this every morning, and then in the evening, this is their retinol lotion. I use this at night all over my body from the neck down. I've found that my skin going into summer looks a little bit more, what's the word I would use? Firmer. It looks a little firmer. Now, it's not firm as though I had some sort of a lift or filler or radio frequency treatment, nothing like that. But like on my legs, if you guys are like this, like on your legs, skin just looks a little more elastic. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. I don't need to go into details. It's not a pretty sight, but this has made it less unattractive. And then of course, on any extra dry areas, I use the same salicylic acid by CeraVe. I have loved this one for years. You can go back to my favorites videos from 5 years ago when I first started this channel, and this is one of the first products that I talk about. If you are in budget restrictions and you only can afford one moisturizer for your whole body all the time, dry months, summer months, winter months, this is highly, highly recommended, one of my favorites. Okay, let's talk about Sunless Tanning Lotion. Tanologist, I have loved this. They have a separate one for your face. I've liked it because it is gradual, but I don't know if you've tried the Jergens one that's a gradual. I used to love that one, but I just felt like it pulled out darker spots on my skin. And if you have those, and you know what I mean, if you go and get a spray tan, for example, you just have, the next day, you've got dark spots that you didn't really see before because the solution of the tanning mixture really grabs those and they gather more product there, which makes them look darker. This does not wear that way. And I have that problem really on my legs and really through here too. This does not seem to do that. So I've been a big fan of this. I use it on my body. And again, I haven't used it the last 3 days because I wanted my skin to look how it normally looks, so you can see how well that Glotion CeraVe Charlotte Tilbury spray combo works. I didn't want to give false results by having like a fake tan on. So I will be using this though tonight after I shower and take all this other stuff off. I know summer causes us to be a little more self-conscious of the way we look, the way we're going out into the world, because the way our skin looks, maybe it's your legs, maybe it's your arms, maybe it's your décolleté. It's my hands too. Sunscreen is a must, you know that. But keeping your skin healthy, exfoliated, hydrated is important. But then if you need help, then go ahead and cover it up just like you would makeup on your face. There you go, and it looks natural. If you missed my recent Friday Face Off, I'm gonna link it right here because it is a Battle of the Face Balm comparison of the IT Cosmetic Face Balm versus the L'Oreal newly released Face Balm. A face balm can be a really beautiful formula for more mature skin, especially if you lean normal to dry. Both of these performed well, but they performed differently because of their ingredients. Both have high skincare ingredients, but again, they perform differently. So check that out if you're looking for a face balm. Very beautiful, very blendable, and they both lasted all day, but they each solved different problems. So you want to check that out to see which problems you want to solve if you're looking for a hydrating foundation formula. And be sure to mark your calendars because June 25th at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern is the next live. So I look forward to chatting with you guys there. I'm going to share my favorite drugstore finds so that you can save money on products that work well for your more mature skin. All right, you guys, that does it for me today. I hope this technique helps you get out of your sweatshirts and into some comfy summer clothes with confidence. I'll see you guys in just a couple days. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.